Boy, what a gorgeous day it is when you're indoors in Arizona, hot outdoors. Interleague baseball, the Cleveland Indians have come to town, and of course both of these teams, the Indians and the Diamondbacks, fighting for elite position in the American League Central and the National League West. It's Cleveland. It is Arizona. What does it all mean, by the way? When you take a look at the standings for these clubs, you can see San Francisco's busy. They're in the middle of a doubleheader with the Chicago Cubs. They won Game 1. We'll keep you up to date on Game 2. And, of course, the Detroit Tigers are losing right now pretty handily. Cleveland trying to catch Detroit. Hi, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much, Darren. I appreciate that.
Well, let's talk about 10-game winners, because when you start building all-star teams, usually when you get to about the halfway point, they're built with 10-game winners, aren't they?
Oh, there's no question. You see a few on your screen right now. Those guys have already, they're going to the All-Star game. They will be here representing their respective leagues. But we've also got some possibilities of some others that are right on the doorstep, Darren. Tell us about those guys.
Well, Josh Tomlin, I think we're all going to like him. If you like quick workers that hit bats, that throw strikes, Tomlin trying to make his all-star statement, but so is Daniel Hudson.
Yeah, we've seen Daniel Hudson. We've been impressed by Daniel Hudson ever since he put a Diamondback uniform on. Josh Tomlin might be surprising some people in Cleveland because you just don't hear about what a great pitching staff they have, but you're going to enjoy watching him pitch. Nothing fancy. He just gets people out.
The Indians' bullpen has a great ERA. The Diamondbacks' bullpen early on had the same. It has struggled a bit of late. And so you can see it needs to be addressed. Today, it was addressed. And it was said by Kevin Towers just a few moments ago, this may be just step one. A couple of veterans who have had big league time, Yency Brazaban, Alberto Castillo, just trying to pitch in as Merlin Vasquez and Brian Shaw go down to the minors.
That's exactly. There was a shot in the arm certainly needed, especially in the 7th and 8th inning. Merlin Vasquez, with as talented as he is, he was just too inconsistent for Kirk Gibson and Kevin Towers. So we got a couple of new faces up here today. It wouldn't shock me at all if you see him, well, probably tonight.
Castillo's a lefty, by the way.
Yes, he is.
You like that, right?
The only thing better than one lefty in the bullpen is two lefties in the bullpen.
So he says that. When we come back, Brad will say a little bit more. Brad talking about the bullpen. We spoke with Kevin Towers. He will explain what is going on with that bullpen as well, we'll bring all the action to you. The birthday boy and me and Brad down below. Glad to have you with us.
Lives on tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Their short 3-game homestand against the Cleveland Indians lives on. You know, when Kevin Towers took over as general manager of this team, he made it clear that the bullpen was his top priority. And so far this season, they've been stellar out there. But over the last little while, they've had a couple of road bumps along the way. So today, as the guys talked about a little while ago, they made a couple of moves, bringing up Yency Brazoban and left-hander Alberto Castillo. And as the birthday boy says, you can never have enough lefties down in the bullpen. Today, Kirk Gibson echoing that thought. It's our Geico quote of the game, talking about the 2 new arms out there in that bullpen.
The biggie is we want to get a second left-hander for sure. And KT was in Reno last week. He was also in Mobile before that. And I felt Castillo was throwing the ball very good. He had an out. He just came into the organization. He also was throwing the ball well before he got there. So that's why we did that. And as for Brazoban, he's a guy with some experience, obviously, with the Dodgers. He hasn't been in the big leagues for a couple of years, but throwing the ball like he did in 2008 for those guys, 2007, 2008.
So a couple of fresh arms in the D-backs bullpen. It gives him a chance to match up a little bit better against lefties. Who's going to hang 10 in just a bit? Is it going to be Tomlin or the D-backs? Daniel Hudson, stay with us. Mark Grace, Darren Sutton have the call on Fox Sports Arizona.
Casinos. Play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River casino. You could win up to $20,000 right away, right now. Get to your neighborhood Circle K and pick up an 18-pack of Budweiser, Bud Light, or Michelob Ultra for just $13.99, and you'll score 2 tickets to any upcoming D-backs game this season. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited rewards seats. No blackout dates.
Just can't have those.
Daniel Hudson getting ready to go to work, chasing his 10th win of the year. He is an innings eater. He has averaged a boatload, nearly 7 innings per start. Manny Acta doing a fine job, like Kirk Gibson, similar styles, very aggressive, very communicative with their players. Let's take a look at the starting lineup that Acta digs in to go toe-to-toe. Brantley, Cabrera, and Asdrubal Cabrera, Carlos Santana, Grady Sizemore, Travis Buck. Lonnie Chisenhall made his big league debut last night. Shelley Duncan bats 8th, and Josh Tomlin, his first ever Major League plate appearances tonight. So let's play baseball. Glad to have you with us at Chase Field. That one crossed all over the plate, but ended up outside. 1-0 the count. Gracie and I and Brad, thank you for inviting us into your home this evening. We trust early in the week, to this point, your week's been a good one. That one nips the outside corner. 1-1 the count. For Daniel, It's start number 17, and again, more than anything, I love the innings. 108 innings.
Well, when you look at the record, remember, folks, this kid started 0-4. So needless to say, he's been fabulous since then.
Hudson has that one flutter off the plate. A changeup that time. He's a fastball, which moves a lot. There's a changeup, and then there's a slider, and the slider is down on the list. For example, he threw 14 sliders in his last outing of more than 100 pitches. But he needs his fastball. He's a fastball pitcher.
That's where every ounce of his success comes from, is the fastball. The more he uses it and the more he locates it, the better that changeup's going to be.
He's from Lynchburg, Virginia, and he's still just 24 years old. Just off the plate inside, 3-2 the count on Brantley. Yeah, the first inning has been cleaned up very nicely. In his last 11 starts, he's been just fine. Early on in the season, it was a black hole that first inning, as that one is fouled off into the seats. So Brantley was hitless in 5 at-bats last night. He's homered more than he ever has in his career with the 5 home runs. That's a career high. This is a trip for Cleveland there. They drew the short straw. They have 3 consecutive series without the DH. 3 consecutive road interleague games.
Yes.
Fastball. As we were saying, he needs that pitch.
He just reared back and blistered one right by Brantley down the middle. When you can throw a 3-2 fastball by somebody in the middle of the plate, you're throwing hard.
That's one of the hardest throwers in the National League. His average fastball is over 93 miles an hour. That would be average. Here's Orlando Cabrera. Belts one down the line, ready to go once again. Deep off the base of the wall. Played by Parra. This could be interesting. On a hop of the tag. Just in there. Cabrera, who last night broke the Diamondbacks fans and the Diamondbacks' hearts with a home run off of J.J. Putz, is infused a little bit of energy into the veteran. A double.
I guess so. A homer last night off J.J. Putz, and the first pitch he sees, fastball in, bang. Off the wall it goes. Parra gives the great effort from left field, but it's just a little shy, and Kelly Johnson just a little late with the tag.
So Orlando gives way to Asdrubal Cabrera, the all-star shortstop for the American League. First pitch swinging, fastball. That is an all-star caliber shortstop as Chris Young fires it back into the cutoff man. You love that. A pitch and the second out. Defensively, let's take a look. David Robleski shows you what's becoming the regular outfield of Parra, Young, and Upton. Roberts, Drew, Johnson, Juan Miranda is at first. And Miguel Montero is behind the plate. They cover quite a bit of ground.
There's a lot of speed out there in those 3 slots.
They have reached the point with regard to the ground they cover. Hard to quantify, but they're in the top 3rd in Major League Baseball in covering ground, especially when Parra's out there. Boy, right
These
after
boys are
that
swinging
one,
it.
is there room?
Oh, yeah.
Miguel, this is not an easy play, and he puts it away. Well, you've got a double, and then 2 pitches later, the inning is over. Thank you very much.
Got that right.
8 today. I don't think this was one of the 114s. We'll be back there next week. And these Diamondbacks indoors, ready to go. Kelly Johnson batting leadoff tonight. Stephen Drew in the second slot. Well, he's done really good work when he bats in the leadoff. And last night, boy, he had a great at bat, an 11-pitch at bat. Let's get to know Josh Tomlin, 26-year-old right-hander, a 3.95 ERA. You can see the 95 2/3 innings. And he has not walked anyone. 12 walks and 54 strikeouts.
In the American League, those are really, really good numbers.
He's out of Texas Tech.
Call him Big Tex.
Right down the middle, and get used to that, folks. Now, whatever the result is, he will go down throwing strikes, or he will win throwing strikes. That one sails up, and it sails in.
I already like the fact that he does pitch in. Second pitch of the game, a fastball up and in.
Swing and a miss, 1-2 the count. Last time out, he pitched against the Colorado Rockies. He went 6 1/3. He gave up 3 runs, pitched into the 7th, 1 4-3, and threw 86 pitches in doing so. Curveball, strike 3. Let's take a look at the entire lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Johnson, Drew, and Upton. Chris Young, Miguel Montero, Ryan Roberts, Juan Miranda, Gerardo Parra, and Daniel Hudson. Tomlin's not here to mess around.
I love it. He gets to going.
Strike popped up. Back of second base, shallow center field. Here comes Grady Sizemore, and Stephen Drew is erased. First pitch swinging.
We might have a 1 hour 45-minute game tonight. I'm loving this.
Let's take a look as the kibosh has been thrown on the time of game at the defense. Chisenhall, Cabrera, and Shelley Duncan is at first. Carlos Santana behind the plate catching Josh Tomlin. Here in a bit we'll hear Asdrubal Cabrera the perspective as given by his double play partner Orlando Cabrera, who's got gold gloves at shortstop. And he has been a perfect guide for this up-and-coming shortstop. He just leans on him. Here's Justin.
Strike.
0-1 the count to Upton. Since May 29th, Upton hitting .425. That is number 1 in the big leagues in that time span. Adrian Gonzalez, the only other hitter over .400 in that time. Bouncing ball ranging to his left as Asdrubal Cabrera throws into the dirt. Dug out by Duncan. 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. Brought to you by Fry's, who supports USO through Coinbox collections now through August 13th. Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Grady Sizemore takes the assignment against Daniel Hudson. Sizemore, who was 1 for 4 last night, is 2 for 16 on this Cleveland Indians road trip. But saw them swept at the hands of the Giants, as that one is a strike, and then winning last night's game. Well, I tell you, all sorts of bad news out of the Windy City. I mean, bad news just keeps on rolling out from Chicago. 0-1 the count.
There wasn't another fire, was there?
Nothing bad like that, and nothing like, any sort of bills that we didn't pay when we visited. San Francisco, game 1, that was Doug Davis.
Dougie got hit hard today.
This is game 2, that's Rodrigo Lopez.
A couple of former Diamondbacks getting kicked around here by the San Francisco Giants. Well, it's official. The Cubs stink again. That's right, I said it.
They're not very good, are they, Gracie? As a former Cub, you're entitled to say whatever you like.
Well.
The 1-2. 2-2 the count to Grady Sizemore.
The Chicago Cubs are now going into today. They were 14 games under 500. Not very big league.
2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Over the top. Looked like he spiked a slider. Yes, because his changeup is not quite that hard. This is a slider he spiked. Wow.
He's not messing with a cutter, is he?
Well, he's been throwing his slider harder, and as we know, they're a similar pitch.
Man, you're throwing really hard when you get swings at sliders like that. Little short, quick sliders like that in the dirt. That means the hitter's cheating. Cheating in, not in like using an illegal bat or anything like that. Just cheating on starting his swing before the pitch is being thrown.
There you see the breakdown of the pitches that he throws, and that's why the slider, as you can see, is not used a ton. It is gaining steam, though. It is getting better and better as that one sinks outside with a fastball. It's a funny thing about his fastball as well. It may sink one time when it's delivered, and it may jump another. How do you figure that if you're a hitter? That one into the dirt.
That was that same pitch. That must be the slider, unless he's messing with a cutter. I don't know if he is or not. It seems like everybody throws a cutter now.
Well, in conversations with him, it's still a slider.
Okay.
And he's just getting a little bit more velocity on it. 2-1 the count.
Oh, baby, what a changeup that was.
And it had Buck way out front. Buck was 1 for 4 with an RBI last night. Travis awaits a 2-2. It's a fastball and it's a fly ball into center field. 2 outs in the inning, and we remind you about the 4 greatest moments in All-Star Game history because they're going head-to-head to determine which is the most memorable of all time. Go to MLB.com/moments. Vote now for your favorite midsummer classics and tune into the All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 12th at 5 Pacific here on Fox to find out who won. So Lonnie Chisenhall, young man who made his major league debut yesterday.
Had a nice debut.
Picked up not 1, but 2 big league hits and had his first major league RBI as well and played a pretty good third base.
Played a rock solid third base. Didn't look nervous at all.
Over the top, there's that slider. 0-2 the count. It is really gaining speed as far as effectiveness. That has as much tilt as we've seen him have with that pitch. The 0-2. Just got a piece
Same
of it.
pitch. He's locating it down around the ankles, too, and he's getting swings.
Lonnie, first round pick a couple of years back of these Indians out of junior college in North Carolina. Pitches up and away. 1-2 the count. The Indians were looking for answers and offense, simply put, at third base. Jack Hanahan's a great third baseman, but hasn't given the offense they need. Adam Everett is a fine defender who they placed on waivers yesterday and took off the roster. Adam Everett has always been a good defender, but again, not the offense they need, so they couldn't wait any longer. They brought up Manny Acta, and they made the decision to bring up the #1 prospect. And this is just a snapshot of his major league debut. Seemed pretty even-keeled, didn't he?
He really did. He looked like a seasoned vet last night. I mean, he hit change-ups, he hit fastballs. Played a good hot corner. He's having a good at-bat here against Hudson. He's spoiling some good pitches.
He was tied for 10th in the International League with 44 RBIs. And the work that he did well was he might have hit just 265, but an on-base of 350, 7 home runs, and was red hot when he was called up. Pops that one up. There could be room. Let's see. Heading on over to make the play is Roberts, and he puts it away.
Let's hope the D-backs offense gets going tonight, because if it does, we can thank their brand new backbone. Now, let me explain this one. D-backs hitting coach Don Baylor had that. It's a femur from a cow shipped in from some friends of his at Texas A&M, and then they had the engineering department here at Chase Field manufacture that stand. And what the guys do, especially guys like Stephen Drew who use an ash bat, they use that to kind of fine-tune their bats. Stephen Drew tell me he just uses the meat of his bat, just the hitting side, but what it does, those ash bats, as you guys probably know, start to kind of age a little bit and splinter. And once you've got a gamer that you like, you want to make sure that it stays in pristine condition. But that is what the guys are using these days. And Baylor said he even has a picture of Joe DiMaggio using a cow bone back in the day. So it's a time-honored tradition. And, you know, Baylor's a guy that, you know, is from Austin. So to call some people at Texas A&M for something like that's a stretch for him.
Brad, quick question now. It's mainly for ash, right? The guys with maple don't use it.
Exactly. It's, you know, like Stephen told me, he's one of the few guys on this team that still uses ash, and I think that Mark applauds that decision. But after a while, he showed me they start to just splinter a little bit. The finish gets a little bit rough, and so what you do is you just kind of press down hard on that, and that's why they needed that industrial strength kind of stand, so you can put as much pressure on it as possible. And you see why it goes down right there. But
looks like he hurt his hand.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Thank you, Brad. We appreciate it. CY uses one of those maple bats, which is neither here nor there, but that's what Brad was talking about. Let's see the hand.
He was shaking it last night as well in his last at-bat. You remember the at-bat that he struck out off of Vinny Pistano?
I do.
He did the same thing. He's going down into the clubhouse. Let's hope he's all right. That would be a scary injury for the Diamondbacks. They need Chris Young.
High drive into left center field. Sizemore is tracking, and he cannot make the play. Miguel Montero in there with the double, and for Miguel, he's a doubles machine. And there is no denying the fact that it's a surprise when you talk about that number, but that puts him amongst baseball's elite with 21 doubles.
Well, he hits this ball a long, long ways. First pitch fastball just misses the basket out there. Grady Sizemore can't run it down. And the first hit of the Diamondback belongs to Miguel Montero.
Tomlin gets decisions pretty quickly. I mean, he really goes to work. He's not a guy that wants to nibble around. If you're going to get him, you'll get him early. If you're going to be God, he will get you pretty early. As a matter of fact, he throws 14.3 pitches per inning. That's the fourth lowest total in baseball among starting pitchers.
It's awesome.
14.3. James Shields number 1 at below 14. There's a breaking ball for a strike. Kyle Loesch is at an even 14. He just is an attack man. For the sake of comparison, Ian Kennedy about an extra pitch per inning, and that's 37th in baseball. So he does it pretty quickly as well, but nothing like this guy. And it's popped up to the right side.
Well, he just challenged Roberts right down Broadway, and it was fouled off. I kind of admire pitchers like this, guys that don't light up a radar gun. They're not throwing 95 miles an hour. With 88, 89 miles an hour, he's just going right at major league hitters. I love that. Love playing behind guys like this.
Now, that's two older ball players that said that. Rick Manning, who is his analyst, raved just like you are about playing behind guys like that. He was a good center fielder. You were a great first baseman, so. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tim Belcher was a guy who attacked. He's the pitching coach, the veteran. He talks a little bit about the work of Tomlin.
Throws a ton of strikes. Got a cut fastball, top to bottom, slow breaking ball, and a really good changeup. And any of those 3 pitches can be a dominant pitch for him on any given night. You know, and he has the ability, a unique ability, that when one of them's not working and only 2 are, to effectively use those other 2, you know, and he can adapt on the fly, reads swings really well, fields his position, and I think he'll swing the bat pretty well too.
He can adapt. It's such a simple thing he just said. And then the other part of it, Gracie, which I know you heard as a ball player, he reads swings really well.
Absolutely. Catchers and pitchers. Greg Maddux was the best I ever saw at reading swings. If he felt like you were on his changeup, he knew how to speed you up. He wouldn't throw you any more changeups. He'd get you up and in with a fastball, get you thinking fastball, and then drop that changeup on you.
High fly. Miranda drives it deep into right center field to the wall. Just enough room out there. Grady Sizemore. He uses every inch of this ballpark, Mr. Tomlin.
All-Star Selections. Help send your favorite D-back players to the National League All-Star team by voting up to 25 times now through this Thursday at noon at dbacks.com. Vote now at dbacks.com. Better vote for that. He's like 100th in the outfield voting for some reason.
Yeah, he's way down on the list.
That doesn't make any sense. Come on, folks. Let's get him in here. He's like good.
13th on the list. 2.8 million votes behind the leader, Ryan Braun.
Ryan Braun, certainly a deserving player.
Down the line it goes. Shelley Duncan is on with a base hit. Stumbling is Gerardo Parra. Duncan keeps on going. An awkward throw as well. Let's hope he's all right. Something gave way out there. A bit of the turf came up the way that he stepped on it, Parra. So now we probably won't get to see Tomlin hit. He'll probably be bunting here.
Fastball in. Duncan gets out there. Parra gets in, and he just goes down. Sniper got him.
It was bizarre. First ever.
It's a little comical, but
first ever plate appearance as a pro for Tomlin. First ever. Now, Tim Belcher sold him that he'd be able to handle the bat okay.
As a pro or as a major leaguer?
As a pro. He's never had a plate appearance as a pro. Minor leagues, major leagues, never, ever, ever. Welcome to an American League organization where that can happen.
That's a base hit.
Looked like he handled it just fine. Mr. Belcher's right on the money.
Well, Ryan Roberts never went for the ball. He's hitting 1,000 in his career. He just got his first major league base hit, and there was some lack of communication there between Ryan Roberts and Daniel Hudson. Daniel Hudson out there ticked off. He is not happy out there right now. But Daniel just can't get to it. He falls off to the first base side, and he just couldn't get to it. Ryan Roberts was covering third. Why now? The Cleveland Indians looking to make a splash here.
Bouncing ball. There's one on the first. Double play. They do score a run. Michael Brantley went after the first pitch he saw. 4-6-3. Duncan scores.
Well, you'll take that.
Yeah, you bet you will.
You give up the run there, but now the rally is pretty much over. So a misstep out by Gerardo Parra allowed Shelley Duncan to get an extra base, and then a miscommunication between Hudson and Roberts allows a base hit. So the Diamondbacks need to clean things up a little bit here this evening.
Cabrera showed bunt. Roberts didn't move. So he takes a look at another one. Every time he does it, he takes a look at Roberts to see how much he's coming in. Roberts backs on up, says if you want to bunt, that's fine. He's way back at third. Two and one the count.
Roberts probably thinking you homered and doubled off the wall. Go ahead and bunt all you want.
A little number, middle of the diamond. There's Steven. Nice play by the Diamondback shortstop. All-star memory going back to 1967 in Southern California. A home run by Tony Perez off Catfish Hunter in the 15th inning. Gives the NL a 2-1 win in the longest All-Star game. The other runs also came on homers by Dick Allen and Brooks Robinson. An All-Star game memory.
That looked like Dick Allen.
Yeah, he was.
That didn't look like Tony Perez.
Video. Well, it might have been Mr. Allen. I didn't look closely as I took a look at some of the notes on
Dick Allen could hit, boy. I mean, he could really hit.
Here's Gerardo Parra. There's a strike over the outside corner. 15 innings, and they didn't run out of pitchers. Good for them. The 0-1. Bouncing ball. Boy, you rarely see that. A slap on the ground.
That's pretty.
Really cheating in at third was Chisenhall because he was asked to play there by his coaches, and Parr took advantage. That was pretty.
Gerardo Parra, not much of a guy that bunts, but he is a guy that swings it, and that's a nice job taking a pitch the other way. Just swatting it right by Chisenhall. You want to bunt this ball to first base if you can. You got to make Shelley Duncan make a play on you.
He took a shot that way, just popped it in the air, stabbed at it a little bit. Hudson's a very, very good hitting pitcher. He's got 9 hits. He's got a couple of doubles. He's got 4 sacrifice bunts. He's the best the Diamondbacks have in this assignment.
He's not like a Doug Davis or a Brandon Webb?
No.
No? A little better hitter than those guys?
Yes.
Those guys were good pitchers, but they were lousy hitters. That's a beauty.
And you know what backs it up? What he just did right there, that a guy who played as long as you did in the big leagues, looking down on the diamond, seeing where it needs to go, and he put it exactly where you said it should go.
That's a perfect sacrifice bunt right there by Daniel Hudson. He's a good athlete. You know, he's comfortable up there bunting. He runs the bases well, can swing it. He's just a baseball player. He happens to be a pitcher, but he's a good baseball player.
Kelly struck out in his first at bat. I'm curious to see where the next few days takes him, because yesterday he had some great at bats, including the key at bat late as the curveball is a strike. And we've learned over the years in watching hitters that are slumping that a night in which you have 2 walks and then an 11-pitch key at bat with a hit, maybe you're getting going. He's been on the roller coaster this year.
Boy, and then some.
So hopefully he's heading back up now. Lays off of that pitch. That one is inside. Yeah, that run is 7 of his last 56 if you include tonight's first at bat. He's not bubbling over right now. Just signs, positive signs.
Boy, if that's getting called a strike, oh. Josh Tomlin's going to have a great night. Jimmy Reynolds, local boy, lives here in the Valley, home plate umpire. Josh Tomlin loving that call. Go right back out there again. Oh, curveball.
Belcher was raving about that pitch because it looks like something that Belcher would work on and throw. His pitching coach, Tim Belcher. A top to bottom curveball that he commands very effectively. I also love the fact that Belcher said that he realizes if he doesn't have a third pitch, he doesn't throw it. Fastball is in, he buries it inside. You can look at this game so closely with regard to numbers, and you start learning who Tomlin is before you talk to a guy like Belcher, and you immediately think he's got to be a big-time ground ball pitcher. With all of the low pitch totals, he's got to be a ground ball pitcher, and he's not. He's about down the middle.
Yeah, he gets plenty of strikeouts, plenty of fly balls, plenty of ground balls.
Outside corner, strike 3.
Went right back to that same spot. Kelly Johnson's like, man, what are you going to do? That's tough sledding for a hitter right there. I mean, it's close. Let's not kid ourselves. It's really close. But that's just, the guy throws it right there and it's called strikes. That's frustrating.
Well, one of your biggest indicators is watching the catcher. When a catcher has to catch a pitch, move it back towards a left-handed hitter, move it back towards, and he is straddling the line of the right-handed batter's box, you know it's got to be somewhere near outside, as that one is inside.
Well,
I mean, Gracie, Santana had right down the middle of the other batter's box line.
I watched Atlanta Braves staff for years get calls on pitches much further outside than that. Strike. Huh?
You remember
and I remember telling one umpire before I could even say anything, pitch that I thought was 7 inches, 8 inches outside, strike. Before I can even say anything, he said, "Gracie, that's his." I'm like, "That's his? Well, what's mine?" I mean, are you kidding me?
In on the hands. It's popped up.
That's his?
Kelly had a little bit of that feeling a moment ago.
He's a guy that he's always had the talent, but he always needs somebody to tell him that he has the talent, that we believe in him. And for the last 2 months, we are he's been carrying us, and right now he's putting a little bit too much pressure on himself. Think he's the guy every night, but he's gonna be a great shortstop for many years.
Boy, doesn't that sound familiar. That's Orlando Cabrera talking about a player trying to do too much. Doesn't that sound familiar? Trying to carry the team, come out of his skin as Drupal Cabrera. Orlando reminding him that, yes, you're hot right now, but just be you. That was the speech Justin Upton got in Houston, Texas, from Don Baylor and Kirk Gibson. 1-1 the count. They're both special baseball players. Well, he sounds like, listening to Orlando Cabrera, like he's a nice influence in that room.
He's had a very good career. He's won a lot of games. He's been with a lot of winning teams. And with another one this year. 3-1 now on Cabrera. That's Drupal Cabrera.
Fly to center field. He's taking a look at some pitches now. He went after the first pitch he saw. Swing and a miss. 3-2 the count.
He took a shot. He tried to hit a home run right there on a 3-1 fastball and got it blown by him.
Hanging around, just got a piece of it. The art of spoiling the good pitch. As always, as long as he's had his bat in his hands, from Venezuela has been switch hitting. Over the top of a changeup, you bet.
Changeup dips out of the zone outside, but he chases it, and he's another strikeout victim. The third one of the night for Daniel Hudson.
Cleveland had a series in San Francisco. In 3 games, they scored 4 runs, as that one is nearly a strike. Some dramatics going into that one, 1-0 the count.
It might have been a little bit high, but it was almost in the middle of the plate.
Carlos doing some diving. Change up, locks him. 1-1 the count. Two and 1 the count to Santana. He gets up on that toe. He loads his back leg. Well,
Hudson's starting to get that pitch now as well.
Oh boy. Oh boy, if I'm Daniel Hudson.
Doggone right. We're going to have a low scoring game tonight.
And then they come back literally right down the middle of the plate. And they got him with it. Santana is beaten. Goodness gracious, that couldn't have been more down the middle. Don't forget, you can find out how you can learn how to play Kachinko. Go to section 111 during regular season home games. It's a winner every time, and it's brought to you by our good friends with Gila River Casinos. Grady Sizemore now. He draws Ryan Roberts in a little bit. Roberts, as you can see, even with the bag. The rest of the infield for Arizona is straight. By the way, down there in that bullpen, if you missed it, the Diamondbacks have a couple of new names they will go to, and some older guys, if you will, pretty well traveled.
Some veterans.
A lefty and a righty. As that one is a strike, 1-1 the count. A changeup. Alberto Castillo from AAA. And Yency Brazoban, both coming up from AAA.
Former Dodger.
Closed for a season for the Dodgers.
3 straight changeups now to Sizemore to get to 1-2.
And they're here to help in the 7th if they're needed. They're here to match up. Castillo is, along with Joe Patterson, if needed. They both have been on long journeys that we look forward to explaining to you.
There they are.
There are stories tied to both of these guys. High drive, center field. You could hear Hudson mad at himself, but there's a man there. He puts it away. 1, 2, 3, go the Tribe.
Folks, grab your mitt and get ready as the top sluggers from across Major League Baseball take aim at the grandstands and compete to be crowned the 2011 State Farm Home Run Derby champion. The Home Run Derby is Monday, July 11th at Chase Field. Purchase your tickets now at allstargame.com.
0-1 the count to a man who could be a candidate, who could be a competitor, who could be driving them out as part of Home Run Derby. We will see Justin Upton. Going to be an exciting night, that Monday night Home Run Derby, the All-Star workout day. As that pitch is low, 1-1 the count. Nationally televised audience, all sorts of surprises that starting to hear a little bit about, and some fun involvement with some legendary players as well on that night. Inside, 2-1 the count. And some homers.
A lot of homers. A lot of really far homers. Get those juiced balls.
Oh, you know they throw the golf balls out there.
Oh, yeah.
To right field. Justin went after, looked like a cut fastball down and away. It's an effective pitch, boy. As a hitter, you commit to something that isn't what you committed to when you swing at it.
That's exactly right. By the time your bat gets to the zone, the ball's not in the same place. It just cuts away, and you can see Justin just gets it off the end of the bat.
So Justin, who since late May has been dominating and has handled interleague play very well, comes back with some words for his teammates about what he just saw. Slow curveball. What a great start-me-up pitch that is. 0-1 the
this
count.
kid can pitch, boy. He can pitch. Liking what I'm seeing. That was that cut fastball right there. It's 1-1.
You know, before the game, the man on the bump, Josh Tomlin, spent some time talking with Charles Nagy. You see, Charles Nagy was his pitching coach last year in AAA. And so for Nagy, and obviously last night's pitcher as well, this is an interesting opportunity to share some secrets about what he knows about him, but also to be proud of the work he has done with these pitchers.
Absolutely. He's got to love what he's seeing from this kid.
Popped back our way. And that one is down below. Didn't make it all the way up. There's Charles. I spoke with Mitch Talbot before the game about Nagy, and he said he's just fabulous. He said, I really loved working with him. Talbot was last night's starting pitcher. All the things we are seeing in the major leagues, he's the same guy.
Sure.
Inside. 3-2 the count. And there's Mitch Talbot. Boy, he pieced it right together last night, huh?
And then some. He's just got to find a way to get through that first inning.
You were correct, and it was somewhat obvious, but you noticed it right away. He really did not want to come out of that game. I spoke with him about that.
Not at all.
He said he motioned hitting. He said, I don't care about this. He said, I care about this, meaning he swung a bat, then he motioned his arm as a pitcher. I'm here to pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Popped up. Coming on in is Chisenhall. Good communication. And with a smile, I said, young man, welcome to the National League.
And welcome to a team with a fabulous bullpen.
That's exactly right.
That you can do that with.
He's still thinking about it today, though.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Josh Tomlin, 91. Daniel Hudson, 95. And longtime Indian folks that have covered the Indians for decades liken, as Tomlin fires a strike in there, the way Tomlin goes about his business. And it's not fair to do this to a young pitcher, but they liken him to a younger Charles Nagy. Hitting bats, being athletic, going about his business, throwing strike after strike after strike.
A lot of strikes with about 4 different pitches.
Out front of a slow curveball, gobbled up out there by Cabrera. We've played 4 innings. The Indians lead the Diamondbacks 1-0. The score, Cleveland on top of Arizona. Our trivia question: on this day in 1986, Phil Niekro faced Don Sutton in what MLB first on this day in 1986? There's your question. I had nothing to do with that one. I do know the answer.
Two like old guys.
That's accurate. That's very accurate. That one is nubbed foul.
Two Hall of Famers faced each other.
Future Hall of Famers, but you didn't know it back then. I mean, you certainly didn't know that.
So that would be a ding. I got it right.
No, because you didn't know it. They weren't Hall of Famers at that point. They were just at that point two old guys. 0-1 the count to Travis Buck.
Two guys with gray hair going at each other.
Again, old guys, gray hair. You're right on the money.
Well, those are really correct answers.
Two guys that regularly got accused of messing with the baseball. So that's accurate too. But those are not the
two guys.
At least I think I know what the answer is.
Two guys that have never been to my house.
There you go.
There you go.
2-1 the count.
I'd love to have them over sometime.
2-2 the count. Well, they're now Hall of Famers, and they don't expect to pay, so I'd be careful.
Hey.
Tommy Lasorda has advised everyone that once you go into the Hall of Fame, you just stop paying. That one is outside. 3-2 the count to Travis Buck, because you know Mr. Lasorda doesn't pay for much either.
Or if you're with him, you don't pay either.
3-2 the count to the man out of ASU, Travis Buck. Swing and a miss at a changeup.
We got two pitchers absolutely dealing right now, folks. Beautiful changeup right at the kneecaps. No chance for the former ASU standout.
Folks enjoying it up at the Arizona Baseball Club as well. A great spot to take in a ball game.
Yeah, I guess.
And some good grub, some great food, and then you got a great view of the ball game from out there in right field. That pitch is on the inside corner. Fastball, 0-1 the count. Right there. You go in, you grab yourself some really good food. Grab a nice table outside the Arizona Baseball Club, the ABC Club. Over the inside corner. 0-2 the count to Chisenhall. How about that seat? How about that grub?
All the above. Good stuff.
Into the dirt it goes. 1-2 the count to Lonnie Chisenhall. That gentleman looked like me sitting up there with all my friends as well. 1-2. Belted into right center field. On the move is Chisenhall. His second major league double. He just got here yesterday.
Hudson leaves a slider in the middle of the plate about thigh high, and Lonnie Chisenhall is starting to impress some people. That's just a slider that stays right there, and he drills it into right center field.
Chisenhall, too, the International League Player of the Week because he was hitting about 400 when he was called up. Right after spending 10 days recovering from a concussion. Had a hard head-first slide in which the head banged hard on the infield dirt. He said for a while there I was seeing 3 baseballs coming to the plate, so he had to take some time. The moment he was ready to go, he never stopped hitting. 1-0 the count. Into left field, Duncan. Parra with the late break comes on in and he makes the play for the out. Now both of these teams really looking for answers with runners in scoring position. Now obviously the pitcher now, so it's a different kind of situation, but both Cleveland and Arizona have started to slink down just a bit in that category.
There for a while, Arizona was doing pretty well. They were winning games. Now all of a sudden they're riding a 3-game losing streak, and they haven't been scoring many runs. Easy to give an excuse, as Justin Verlander was certainly a big reason for it, but Brad Penny shut him down. And we saw Mitchapalooza Talbot shut him down last night along with the Indians bullpen, and so far tonight Josh Tomlin doing the same thing.
1-1 the count to Tomlin. Hit hard into center field. Here comes Young with it. Here's the throw way up the line, and RBI by Tomlin. His pitching coach before the game said he will handle the bat very well. He's got a bunt base hit. He's got a single and an RBI, and it's 2-0 Indians. His first 2 plate appearances as a pro tonight.
Fastball middle. Daniel Hudson got caught maybe not respecting the American League pitcher, and he just laid it in there. And Chris Young, who has a below-average throwing arm, cannot get it to home plate in time. And the Tribe take a 2-0 lead. You know, that's got to fry Daniel Hudson right there.
A 2-out RBI hit by a pitcher?
That's never had an at-bat.
I can't think of anything that would make him angry.
Exactly. Well, and he pitches with a bit of an edge, too, Daniel Hudson. I like that. Trust me, that edge just got razor sharp.
Well, look, the games are all in the schedule, and the Diamondbacks are right there in the race, and there's a lot of games left. But on a day in which the team that you're battling back and forth with, that right now you're currently chasing, they've chased you over the past week as well. When they're about to sweep a doubleheader, you need to win that ball game.
Well, you need to win your ball games anyway.
And then that's the point I was making leading into it. There are certain days that tend to maybe, not on the manager because he's your steady Eddie down there in Kirk Gibson. But for the ball players and the mental makeup, there are certain days when it's good to win and not lose. This would be one of them. 2-2 the count to Michael Brantley. The Indians, through May 24th, were number 1 in the game with runners in scoring position. They were just 2 for 22 in San Francisco in that category. Here it's a pitcher that delivers. There's that one, a changeup. Pop foul up into the seats. Josh Tomlin.
And he hit a rope.
stunning. I mean, it really is. Pitches inside. Trying to get to the bottom of a little bit of research here, Gracie.
Did he
had to hit at some
in high
point.
School or college or?
I don't have his Texas Tech stats, but I do have.
He's running
as he goes with the count full and 2 outs. At Angelina Junior College in Texas, he did hit .351. Is the score. Our Nissan key to the game.
You're going to like this one, Darren.
Oh, it's Matador. Now, we're talking about that Indians bullpen, the Mafia, the Bullpen Mafia. They have all their names up there, all their Twitter handles.
Mafia?
That's what it said on the side.
It's not like really legal, is it?
I really don't. I think it's just a lighthearted name.
Well, Matador, well, what does a Matador do?
He tries to avoid a charging bull.
Bull, yeah, and he eventually slays the bull. So, well, against the Cleveland Indians, you're going to have a Matador slay their bullpen. It's a really good one, a very dangerous bullpen. I mean, he's going to have to hold on to that cape. It's called a muelta. And he's also going to carry that blade. It's called a vara. You got to have one of those. Maybe you need some picadores.
Ryan Roberts, fly ball right field. There to make the play is Travis Buck. So Roberts is erased.
Some picadores to come out and get after the bull a little bit, wound it a little bit. And you got to have some assistants called bandineros. Oh yeah, you got to have an assistant too
to slay that
just
bull.
Like assistant coaches. Yeah, you have to, and then the Matador comes out and finishes the job. So, word of the day is Matador. Tame that bullpen, or you will get the horns.
Tame that bull or the bullpen?
The bullpen.
Juan Miranda takes that side. 1-0 the count.
And
I loved how you kept adding the word pen after emphasizing bull. That's what you're talking about, though. That's how good they've been.
It's a great bullpen.
You did a lot of research, though. I can appreciate that. Your computer works, and I'm proud for that. 2-0 the count to Juan Miranda.
And Kurt Zacher and Scott Snyder, our research assistants, were willing to look up some information for you.
You may have to even wear your traje de luces.
Okay, maybe that's enough information there, guys.
That's that beautiful suit those matadors wear.
2-0 the count to Miranda.
That was some big league research right there, Darren. You know it.
That was well done by others. 2-1 the count.
Oh, come on. I'll tell you what.
A very
right
good
now,
key
Josh
to the game.
Tomlin's not going to need that bull
pen.
The
2-1. Thought about it. By the way, we were speaking of Alberto Castillo joining the team with regard to the roster and its makeup, continental makeup. Alberto Castillo is from Cuba, so there are 2 now Cuban-born Arizona Diamondbacks. Castillo fled at 18 years old down there in that bullpen, joining with Yancy Brazoban. High popping, I mean a mile high. And that one is put away over there by Lonnie Chisenhall.
Hey fans, earlier tonight we introduced you to the Fox Sports Arizona girls. To find out more on who they are, where you can meet them, and what they are doing during Fox Sports Arizona, or for Fox Sports Arizona, make sure to follow them on Twitter and look them up on Facebook. There they are. Good to have them on board.
2 outs for Gerardo Parra.
And I don't think I could have butchered that read any more than I just did.
Well, maybe you need to go warm up on your reading down in the bull pen. High drive, center field, chasing it out there, over his head, off the wall, and he hits the wall hard. Parra thinking 3, on his way to third, a triple standing up. Well, that just didn't go well for Grady Sizemore. It was a fabulous effort. He got there, couldn't hold on, and then smashed into the wall.
Yeah, he takes a pretty good shot up against this wall. Bang. Then he gets up and he gets it in. And he's okay. He's a tough kid. And they're going to go out and check on him. Maybe he's not okay.
Having that knee repaired, microfracture surgery. That's a can of corn for him, unfortunately, a couple of years back. That's a great play for any center fielder. That ball was torched.
Parra's got his second hit of the evening. He singled in his first at bat and then drives off the glove of Grady Sizemore as he bangs into the wall. He'll be just fine.
Did he show any indications that he was down? I'm surprised that there was a visit all the way out there.
Well, I think they probably know Grady Sizemore and they realize just how tough he is, and maybe they saw a little hitch in his giddy up out there or something, maybe limping a little bit, and they wanted to make sure, you know, if he actually was hurt, they needed to get him out of there. But he's fine, and Daniel Hudson going to try to get a little payback right here.
1-0 the count to Daniel Hudson. RBI time. Let's see if he can come up with one. A beautiful sacrifice bunt. 6 RBIs, most of any pitcher in the game, as that fastball is over the outside. And don't you know he feels like he owes this man on the mound, or any pitcher for that matter, to help himself out. Two and one. Big swing, fouls it back. Don't forget, anytime the D-backs score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase from 4 to 6 the following day.
Diamondback fans, unfortunately, been a little quiet tonight. They haven't had much to cheer about. Offense has been stifled by one Josh Tomlin. And the Tribe have been doing their thing, playing low-scoring games.
Pitch is low, 3-2 the count. To finish the thought, by the way, on Tomlin on the mound, as his offense has been fun to watch tonight for Indians fans. He only had 3 at-bats at Texas Tech. Only 3.
So where'd he get all this hitting ability?
I don't know.
Huh?
The 3-2. Big swing again, and again it's fouled back our way. When it's fouled straight back like that, the hitter's on it, has a good feel for it. They're pitching him like a hitter. Drives it to right. Toward that wall it goes. It's down! High up and off the foul pole. Daniel Hudson with an RBI double. He gets it done. Two to one. What an at-bat, by the way.
You said when you foul it straight back, that's an indication they're on the pitch. He just drives this one on a short hop. And if our offense can't do anything against this guy, if you want something done, just go ahead and do it yourself, Daniel Hudson.
Chaz Roberts, cool play of the game. 16 RBIs, the most of any pitching staff, 16 in baseball. Arizona's pitchers have helped themselves out more than anyone.
Gerardo Parra got the 2-out triple and scored on a
Pickoff play. They got him. Boy, the shortstop snuck in. Cabrera. He got Daniel Hudson. And a pickoff play ends things.
That's a tough way to end some momentum right there. Just getting way too far off the bag.
Since it's his birthday that it's not the night, but there's no way. I mean, just already celebrating his birthday. Matt Williams always has the edge, and while Matt has the edge, it looks like Mark Grace again gets the ladies.
Well,
get your cake in, you get to eat it
Sports
too.
Arizona girls, doggone right, and they're
you're very posed there, by the way.
As you saw in that photo, they are a lot better looking than I am,
and I'm guessing they're faster,
more
athletic.
Oh, yeah.
And your guy down there. Guy down there is
he stinks.
Officially an embarrassment.
Yeah.
What's not embarrassing is this ball game tonight. 2 very well-pitched games, and really the other big part of the story is 2 pitchers that are helping offensively. A huge part of this story is Hudson now, who was picked off the bag, gets ready to go back to work.
I got me a nice big piece of birthday cake here, too. It is good.
Ryan Roberts was in, letting Hudson catch his breath a little bit. And he goes back to work. First pitch swinging, a changeup.
I also want to mention really quickly a couple of places downstairs that take good care of us during the course of the year. They took care of me on my 47th birthday. Hungry Hill Sandwiches downstairs. Thank you very much for all you do. And our good friends at Cactus Corn as well. The best popcorn in the world.
Fastball is outside. 1-1 the count.
So thank you very much, you guys. You guys make great meals, great popcorn, almonds. And thank you very much to Friday's Front Row as well for the hunk of cake that I'm eating right now. I mean, it's big league. You want
looks
some?
like it.
You want some?
That's all right. I'll pass. That's your birthday.
It's gluten-free.
It's not.
No,
and
it's
your
not.
birthday.
It's really
1-2 the count. I don't even know what gluten is. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball.
Just no-nonsense baseball right there. The old high hard one right by Cabrera.
So now as Drupal Cabrera. Cabrera was the crafty young shortstop that saw an out for his pitcher. He saw an exit for the inning, and he helped pick off Daniel Hudson. What a great play.
It is a great play. When you can get an out without throwing a pitch, Kelly Johnson at the plate, he had 12 home runs.
1-0 the count. You folks might remember as that's a strike. Former Diamondback and then Milwaukee Brewer, when I cover him, Chris Capuano. He had a great move. A really, really great move. And it was usually the best, as the 1-1 is on the corner, 1-2, at picking off pitchers from first base. He, about every third start, a pitcher would get on, pitcher would be off.
They're not accustomed to running the bases. They're not accustomed to seeing great moves.
And
I mean, this isn't even close. That was a great quick move. Very impressive.
The 2-2. One of our fans on D-Back Booth on Twitter, D-Back's Booth on Twitter, Greg Cage says, hey, isn't it part of the pitcher code to not try to pick off a pitcher? Oh, no.
No.
This is survival
Absolutely not.
Survival of the fittest, Mr. Cates. Great question, but no. Bouncing ball, Kelly shovels it on over, and in time for the out.
I still want to get to know that answer about
You're about
Phil
to hear the
Niekro
answer.
and your dad Don Sutton. I got a lot of correct answers.
I'll tell you this. There were a lot of wins. That's the bottom line. It was the first ever meeting of 300 game winners.
Really?
And both received no decisions.
How many times has that happened? Do we know? Has it happened many times since?
I would imagine a handful of times since. Clemens and 300 game winner. Hard hit right there in the backhand to the bag. And a lockdown inning by Hudson as his offense looks to go back to work. Brought to you by Sonic, and the story is simple. It's two great pitching efforts. It's Daniel Hudson pitching well and with an edge, delivering with a bat in his hand. And he has that edge because the man he's facing, Josh Tomlin, has been right there with him, equally as effective. And he's done it differently, but he too has helped himself. That's what gave Hudson the edge. That was a 2-out RBI. And his second ever plate appearance, ever, in pro ball.
He's 2 for 2.
He's 2 for 2 in pro ball. Well, last night's game was a hard-fought game. Went down to the wire. It was a heartbreaker for the Diamondbacks. It was a great game, and here we go again tonight. This series has delivered, folks. And the curveball is high. And it's fun when you get to this point in the season and you realize that both of these teams are not, in fact, pretenders.
When you've got pitching staffs like this, you're going to be there.
Speaking of pitching staff, San Francisco's just about done sweeping the Cubs in a doubleheader. That game's 6-3 in the ninth inning. That one is driven. Deep right field. Kelly Johnson into the pool. Now remember, Kelly was looking to hit when Hudson was picked off. He got another chance to hit. We're tied at 2. A Fulton Homes homer, $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Here he comes.
Fastball middle, fastball nailed into the pool area. And we have a brand new ball game. How big is that pickoff now?
It's funny how it works out, too. You and I talk about this a lot in baseball. It's very easy to say, well, that would have been a 2-run homer.
No, not necessarily.
You never know.
No, he would probably pitch differently.
I think it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
Kelly took advantage. Curveball is high. Now, Tomlin, he can give up some homers. They're almost all solo shots, though. He's given up 14 homers now this year. Steven drives it. Deep right field. Drew, fair or foul. It is a foul ball.
They just almost gave up another solo shot. Deep into the right field stands, but just foul.
I mean, that was crushed.
And that's the right call. First base umpire, Mike DeMuro. Stay fair. Come on, stay fair. Come on, Henry. Got to use better body language.
Steven this year has just 4 home runs, but he's got 17 doubles and 5 triples. Had him out front of a changeup. Isn't that the way it goes? You hit one a mile and he throws you a changeup. Our FanFest word of the game delivered by the UPS store is triskaidekaphobia.
Huh?
Triskaidekaphobia. Log on to FoxSportsArizona.com now for your chance to win 2 tickets to the FanFest at the Phoenix Convention Center. And it's next month. We're giving away 3 pairs of tickets during every D-backs telecast. The Giants are done, by the way, sweeping the Chicago Cubs. Thanks a lot, Cubs. Triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13.
Really?
The fear of the number 13.
Triskaidekaphobia. Like Asdrubal Cabrera wears number 13. He does not suffer from triskaidekaphobia.
Right. But yet Justin Upton is 13th in the voting for the All-Star game.
I didn't even know there were 13 outfielders on the ballot.
Well, let's not be scared of that number.
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
move on past.
He's in an 0-2 hole.
That one is high. In the voting so far in the National League, Ryan Braun, Matt Holliday, Lance Berkman's having a great year. Albert Pujols is out. Ricky Weeks, Troy Tulowitzki, Placido Polanco, and Brian McCann as Justin got underneath that one. Popped up into shallow left center field. So Upton is erased. Bit of a stretch on the word of the game, but play along.
A major stretch.
But you know what? We play along.
Because we can. I like it when they keep score. Keep you right in the ball game.
Let's keep an eye on Chris Young's hand, by the way. That hamate bone in the hand, and he looks at a bunt. 1-0 the count.
Well, if he had done any damage to his hamate bone, he wouldn't still be in the ball game.
Okay.
That's a one swing, and you go to a knee, and you go on the disabled list for a couple months.
Popped it up. We'll keep an eye on Young throughout the rest of the game. We have a ball game, folks, thanks to Kelly Johnson. Delivered big and late last night. Does it again tonight. We're tied at 2.
Our own Luis Gonzalez, the ambassador. They were both actually roommates in Single A, Osceola. They were playing in the Houston Astros organization. Luis Gonzalez said that he always felt that Manny would be a manager someday, always a student of the game. And today talked to Manny. He said that everybody loved Luis Gonzalez, the fans, the coaches, the players, and he said he had a marvelous arm. So those two guys going way back. They also played in Double A together as well in that Houston organization. So Manny always destined to manage, according to Gonzo.
Yeah, Manny Acta interviewed for a vacant position here with the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2004 in October. It was an interesting line waiting in the waiting room. You know, as the potential managers were sitting out in the waiting room, they had their magazines and their resumes. Mr. Acta, you're up next. He went and gave a very good interview. Mr. Grace, we'll see you now. You were part of that group as well. What was that experience like?
Also, it was it was incredible. It was incredible. I enjoyed. You know, my interview lasted about 2.5 hours.
And it was with Joe Jr., Joe Garagiola Jr.
Yeah, and Rich Dozier. And a guy that's been in the news a little bit lately, Mike Rizzo, was in there as well.
Outside, a slider to
He's the GM
Sizemore.
of the Washington Nationals now. The story about Jim Riggleman leaving the Nationals. It's funny, I was talking with Manny Acta before the game, and he said he always knew that Luis Gonzalez was going to be an ambassador someday.
For the All-Star game.
Well, yeah.
Somehow I feel like that should be filed away in the bullpen.
Fouled
Fouled off into the seats. 3-2 the count. Yeah, nice play made up there by a fan. Kind of on our level, on the club level here. Two-two game. Grady lines it. Cheats on a changeup, pulls it into right center field. So Sizemore, his teammate Attaboy G, he is on. And here's Travis Buck.
Yeah, just off the end of the bat, just kind of flicks it out into center field. It's just good hitting right there by Grady Sizemore. Now speed on the base paths for the Indians.
Here's Travis Buck, 2-2 the score.
When game and a half between these two teams, the Indians have always had an answer for the Diamondbacks, haven't they?
Yes.
For a team that really got throttled up in San Francisco offensively. I mean, they have had an answer every time the Diamondbacks have scored. It seems like, well, there go the Indians back ahead again. Let's see if Daniel Hudson can keep that from happening here in the Tribe's half of the seventh inning.
Alberto Castillo, new Diamondback reliever, will begin to throw. That one is away. A little bit more on Travis Buck. Let's bring Brad in. Brad?
Travis Buck played his college baseball at Arizona State, but he continues to make his offseason home out in Chandler. And he said that it's been nice to be able to get home and sleep in his own bed. It's kind of helped, jumpstart his season. He played with Oakland. It was a lot easier for his family to get out there and see games in Oakland as opposed to Cleveland. But says it's nice to be back home.
1-2 the count. Swung right through it. In that same boat as the man who was the starting catcher last night, Lou Marson. Marson staying in his home in the Valley as well on this trip in. Not uncommon. A lot of baseball players make their winter home out here. A little number to the bag, goes through, steps, fires, double play.
There's not many smoother shortstops in the game than Stephen Drew. He had Sizemore bearing down on it, and he just hit the bag all in one motion, jumped over the top of Sizemore and completed the double play. He's not flashy at all. He's not Jose Reyes. He's not Asdrubal Cabrera, but he is some kind of smooth. I like smooth. Flashy's got its glamour and its sexiness. But Stephen Drew is not flashy at all. He's just a rock-solid, smooth shortstop.
Well, he's the glue of the infield, too.
Absolutely.
He is the glue of the infield.
This kid can flat-out play shortstop. Hopefully soon the rest of Major League Baseball will understand just how good he is at short.
Swing and a miss at a changeup. Well, I'll tell you this. It's coming there with those that cover the game, and that's the first step on a national level. The respect is coming, so fans will start to pick up on it because there's a lot of national coverage that mentions Drew as an elite shortstop now. Chris Young is there. That's an easy chance. A fine double play by Stephen Drew, a key part of this inning. This is a fun ball game, folks. We're glad to have you with us tonight. Ultimately dependable, so much so that we take him for granted, and there is no bigger compliment than that.
Getting set for Diamondbacks Live, presented by CenturyLink, our post-game show. And Joe, good to see Kelly Johnson getting the equalizer there for the second straight night. But this is the pitching duel we expected from Josh Tomlin and Daniel Hudson, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you couldn't get two more contrasting pitchers than they are. I'll break down each guy's style and how they just help themselves offensively last longer in this game.
Hudson, you might expect it, but not from Tomlin in his first plate appearances as a pro. Guys, we'll talk to you after the game on the post-game show.
Look forward to that. One out. Fine play at first base by Shelley Duncan. We will be talking ball with you. This is nice.
A gorgeous play to the forehand side. That takes away a double from Miguel Montero. You can see the frustration there on Montero. Great play.
So Tomlin has began his career now and made 28 starts. He's made every appearance in the big leagues as a starter. And he's the first ever Indians pitcher to be pitching deep enough, which is 5 or more innings, in each of his first 28 starts, which interestingly enough ties a major league record. I mean, we talk about the benchmark being 6 or 7 innings, and as a young pitcher, you want to get more than 5 when you're first breaking into the big leagues. But that is stunning to me, that that's a major league record. First 28 starts, big league career. Everyone else that's ever pitched has gotten their lunch at some point in their first 28 starts, which means that's a huge compliment to him.
Absolutely. That means he is doing it consistently.
The 2-1 swung right through it.
Ryan Roberts not having a whole lot of fun with Josh Tomlin. He's had him frustrated.
You know what he's thrown a lot of to Tomlin tonight? About 40% of his pitches have been that cutter. Cut
fastballs. Some curveballs, some changes.
There's a curveball. Chisenhall, and Roberts continues to be a bit frustrated. This July, baseball's biggest stars gather in the desert for one spectacular night. In the summer's biggest event, Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 12th, live at 5 Pacific, only on Fox. So here's Juan Miranda.
Two good young right-handers just going toe-to-toe tonight. 2 9-game winners. And it's come as expected. This has been a terrific pitcher's duel between, two guys who just, they ain't going away. Just punch, counter punch. It's good stuff.
Boy, how about taking that pitch? Now, was that the cutter?
That was the cutter. At least it looked like it.
Yeah, it really did. Well, his manager wants to come talk to him. This is a jog to the mound. Here it is again. That was.
Interesting.
As someone who's been around the game like you have, and I've been around it as a broadcaster, I love this. I love when a manager has a thought about a situation, go out there, have a conversation, and also check on his gas tank a little bit. See how he feels.
But after you've gotten 2 very easy outs and you're, I'm a big believer in not messing up a guy's rhythm when the rhythm's good.
Well, an actor, I think, has a good feel for that.
Well, sure.
2-0 the count. We'll see what happens. Right down the middle, 2-1. I mean, here he is. It's the 7th inning. He's hit 84 pitches. Two and 2.
85 was a pretty good one. A curveball down and away. Miranda missed that one by a bunch.
I mean, like in his last outing, he pitched into the 7th inning. 86 pitches.
Strike machine.
6 1/3. 6 2/3 before that. 85 pitches. He has thrown 100 or more pitches this year in only 3 of the 15 starts. Yet he's gone 6 or more innings in 14 of 15 starts. Curveball, didn't get the call.
He missed with it, just a few inches outside, but pretty close pitch and a tough pitch to take.
14 pitches an inning. That's amongst the best in baseball on the season, not just tonight. The 3-2 pitch, curveball, fly ball, well struck to right. Sizemore gets together over there with Buck, and he calls him off in the end. 1, 2, 3. By Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, no blackout dates. CenturyLink Quest is becoming CenturyLink. CenturyLink, your link begins here. Find out more at CenturyLink.com/link. Shelley Duncan to lead it off. Daniel Hudson on the mound. We are tied at 2 in the 8th inning, and Hudson pitch count just a bit higher than his foe, Josh Tomlin. He is now at 101.
And right now, I think the mentality of Daniel Hudson is, so what? This is my game.
Oh, my goodness.
And he just eats up Shelley Duncan with a fastball in. That one hurt his feelings there as he goes back to the dugout.
Well, the end of the night for Tomlin as we see this pitch one more time.
Fastball in. Right off the label. Good pitch by Daniel Hudson. One quick out. And Travis Hafner going to come in and hit for one very impressive Josh Tomlin. Very impressive.
He came as advertised. Those that cover him were raving about it, and his teammates, his pitching coach. There is Tim Belcher right there, was raving about him. He's got a bright future. He's already at 9 wins this year. Here is Travis Hafner, who is having a great offensive year. It's offensive only. In these 9 consecutive National League games on the road in interleague play, he will not put a glove on. He has not put a glove on in a regular season game since 07. There's the shift. And what a shame for Manny Acton.
Now he'll be just fine.
Outside. No matter, the two aren't related right now because Hudson's got to get Hafner.
That's exactly
in a 2-2
right.
game.
A big, strong, dangerous, good hitter.
Who, after having a couple of down years, is back this season.
Pitching very carefully on the first 2 pitches to Hafner. He came in to pinch hit last night. Ian Kennedy struck him out.
Well, remember, Hudson, though he was in the AL Central, had never pitched against Cleveland before tonight. Change up is high.
Pitching very carefully to Travis Hafner. I think he just feels right now a little more comfortable with Michael Brantley in the on-deck circle than he is with Hafner right now. Or at least it seems like that after the first 3 pitches.
The big right-hander rocks and rolls. It's right there over the outside corner.
That's the difference between the Cleveland Indians and the Arizona Diamondbacks. If he had a Diamondbacks jersey on, he was swinging at that pitch. 3-0, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely, if he liked it. The 3-1 is low and inside. A 3-1 slider. Hafner's at bat for the night. That's it. But it turns out to be one that may have impact. We will see.
And he will get a pinch runner. Tough night. Tough day. Go take a shower. I want his job. That's big league.
No, you don't. You didn't enjoy it in 2003 when you had it. You're a guy that ought to get dirty on the bases and play first. Here's Cord Phelps pinch running. Michael Brantley. Tonight, Brantley struck out, grounded into a double play, and grounded out to second. But the go-ahead run is on. Hafner earned that with the walk. 1-0 the count.
Let's see if Daniel Hudson can get right back into that strike zone. A lot of times when you pitch around a batter, it can get tough to get back into the strike zone. You got a couple of tough hombres to deal with after Brantley, and they're both named Cabrera.
Well, my thought is, in looking at this, is that with Brantley and then Orlando Cabrera, as Yancy Brazoban now warns, if he doesn't get Brantley and Orlando Cabrera and get out of this, those are his two batters. He has these two batters, and he's done. That one is lifted, a changeup. Now, when I say he's done, he may get these two batters and go back to the dugout. But these are his two batters, and that's it. San Francisco has swept the Chicago Cubs today by a combined score of 19-10 in a doubleheader. Pretty good feet over there. Quick move and diving back in. Phelps got one stolen base. Arizona, this is the halfway point tonight. This is game number 81 on the season. They're 6 over 500. Another quick move over there. This will be the Diamondbacks' best record at the halfway point since they were 46-35 in 2007. I want to talk about it. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, no time for guesswork in a 2-2 ball game in the 8th. Diamondbacks lost a heartbreaker here last night. That was in the 9th inning. We're going to try to get on the same page, and let's do this thing. Hudson's starting to slow things down a little bit as he fatigues. Understandably, pitch 110 coming to the plate. Is he really starting to slow things down? Have you noticed that, Darren? A lot of pickoff throws. Hardly any pickoff throws earlier in the game, which might be trying to get Brazoban warm down there.
Bouncing ball could be 2. There's one on the first. Double play!
That kid can pitch.
His night is done. Now we will see after this fine play if the Arizona Diamondbacks can get him and their team the victory. His mates were waiting on him. Ian Kennedy and Daniel Hudson had something they were sharing with one another. Don't know what they were counting, but there's a healthy give and take between those two. And what a night for Daniel Hudson. I mean, what an incredible night tonight. We will see against a man with a 1.13 ERA whose name is Rafael Perez if the Diamondbacks can find a way to get Hudson a win, and they'd have to do it right now to get the runs.
And who is going to be the matador against this dangerous Cleveland Bull?
Penn. Are you buying this, by the way?
Evidently. He's going to hit for himself. I would imagine this is, if Parra gets on, he's going to go up there to bunt.
Okay, I got that.
They don't want to waste a position player when Daniel Hudson's probably as good a bunter on the team.
Very, very good point. Handles the bat very well.
I think if Parra makes an out, he'll be called back.
Right back into center field.
He didn't make an out.
Let's put that right to the test. Parra is on lefty, by the way. A lefty with a 1.13 ERA. And here is
Parra's
Daniel
had
Hudson.
a great game. He's now 3 for 3. He didn't waste any time. First pitch he saw, he just whacked it right back up the box. And now Daniel Hudson will be called upon to drop a sacrifice bunt. He's already done it tonight. He's also had an RBI double. He's been pretty good tonight.
I need a bigger ovation for his effort when he gets in the batter's box.
I agree.
A little bit disappointing. Here he goes. Let's see if he gets that bunt down. Maybe he'll get it if he drops it down.
To first base is where you want to go with this.
Well, this is, again, a big, tall, ornery left-hander you're having to deal with, who, and Rafael Perez has just been fabulous this year. We'll give him a chance. Get that bunt down, give him a big ovation. Bunts that one foul.
Slams the bat on the plate. Disappointed with himself.
Gracie, what are we seeing here?
Second baseman leaving early. Leaving very early. Orlando Cabrera kind of just does his own thing out there, you know. He always has. He's not a cookie cutter second baseman per se.
How about that? He's creeping into the bag and there's a pickoff play. Yeah, he's just having fun playing baseball. Rarely, if ever, does he hurt his team. He usually helps them. One and one the count on Hudson. Let's see if he can get it down. Bunts it right out in front of the plate. Perez fires. Hudson gets that bunt down. All right, come on, folks. It was a great night for him. You folks at home, stand. It was a
Give Hudson some
great night for
much
Hudson.
needed love. He was fat. No, give him applause, please, over there behind the dugout. There you go. Some of them. Darn it. We love the fact that you're out here, folks. We need a little more noise.
Way to go, Daniel Hudson. How nice to be able to ask a starting pitcher to hang around and do that. And against one of the best left-handed pitchers in the American League, numbers-wise, he has no problem getting the bunt down. That pitch is outside. Just a complete night for Hudson. All around. Same thing for Tomlin. That's why we're tied here at 2. Swing and a miss.
Well, that's a sharp, late breaking slider.
Earlier in the ball game, Kelly leaned on one.
This is a sharply hit ball.
One and one the count.
Almost a free base there. Nice job there by Carlos Santana, blocking that one up.
David Hernandez warming in the Arizona bullpen. J.J. Putz as well.
That's in case the Diamondbacks take the lead. Putz will be out there. If it remains tied, it'll be Hernandez. Love to see Daniel Hudson get a well-earned W tonight. Somebody drive in this run for him.
Kelly Johnson, base hit right field, charging his butt. Here comes the runner to the plate, offline. He just gives the Diamondbacks the lead. And that is for you, Daniel Hudson. And that's what this crowd should have sounded like after you dropped down the sac bunt, 3-2.
Now they're on their feet. Now they're excited. Fastball, bang, out on one hop. Travis Buck has a very good arm, but this throw goes awry up the line. Parra busted it the whole way. Matt Williams, never a doubt he was sending him. It's up the line. Great base running as well by Kelly Johnson. Yeah, that's an excited young man, and I don't blame him. How about this run courtesy of two lefty-on-lefty successes? Gerardo Parra starts it against a left-hander with a 1.1 ERA. Kelly Johnson continues it against that same lefty.
Lefties came in this year, as that one is nubbed foul, hitting .203 against this southpaw. I honestly thought it would be lower, but hitting .203. And as Gracie said, folks, a lefty with a 1.13 ERA.
Kelly Johnson's put together a couple of back-to-back huge hits.
I think it started last night with those walks. I think it started last night with the great 11-pitch at bat hit late. You could just, and you've educated all of us of that when you start seeing the ball and taking the walks, then the hits start to come. It's coming. And now it's clear who will be pitching in the ninth.
So Kelly Johnson has been the matador. He has slayed the bull.
Penn, 0-1 the count.
He's also had some picadores as well. He had a lot of help.
1-1 the count.
Prior to that, from like Daniel Hudson. How about Gerardo Parra with 3 hits tonight? He's been a picadore bueno.
Anyway, Drew digs back in. The count is 1-1. 3-2, the Diamondbacks lead it. Trying to at least not fold in what San Francisco has done out in Chicago. Bouncing ball to the right side. Better hustle to the bag because you know Drew will. And Drew has erased Steven. And 0 for 4 tonight, but his mates have been there for him. But he moves that runner to third.
Now it's decision time for Manny Acta, and his decision is made as he's on the way to the mound. He's going to go get a right-hander for Justin Upton, and then decide whether he wants to pitch to Justin Upton or to Chris Young, who's on deck. We're going to see Joe Smith, the submarine right-hander. here, folks, and the D-backs Grand Slam giveaway pack includes tickets to the biggest upcoming giveaway games this season, plus 3 guaranteed bobbleheads and the World Championship replica ring courtesy of Chase. Each pack also comes with a $10 gift card to Circle K. Get your Grand Slam giveaway pack by calling 602-462-4786 or visit dbacks.com/Grand Slam.
Smith, the right-hander, goes to work to face Justin Upton. Joe Smith, who has been fabulous this year, 27 appearances, an ERA like most of his mates of over 1. But that didn't phase the Diamondbacks a moment ago. Here we go. He's coming right after Justin Upton. 0-1 the count. Justin, since late May, 10 of his last 16 with runners in scoring position.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What a slider that was. My goodness. Right now, if you're Justin Upton, you're like, uh-oh.
See if he throws the exact same pitch as he did a moment ago.
He's coming inside. Just missed inside. That's 3 awfully good pitches he's thrown to Justin Upton, wouldn't you think?
Talking about Smith yesterday. Mid-major college baseball. Not great baseball weather in Dayton, Ohio at Wright State. Fights that one off to the right side, and Justin with an RBI. And that is Upton's first hit of the night, using the entire diamond.
That's where a inexperienced first baseman went to the bag instead of going for the baseball. Shelley Duncan, when this ball's hit, he just goes to the bag, and that leaves Orlando Cabrera just way too much ground to cover. Did you see Shelley Duncan break to the bag? He could have easily gotten to that ball. Just an ear experience. And you can see he knew right when the ball went into the outfield that he had made a mistake. And the Diamondbacks will take it. And trust me, folks, I'm pointing that out because I did that many times in my career. Sometimes you just get conditioned to a ground ball anywhere else. You just know you go to the base. And sometimes it comes back to haunt you because it's just a habit.
Line drive center field, base hit Young. Upton will go ahead and move on to third. I tell you what, Matt Williams was waving Upton the entire time with an eye on any errant cutoff throw, and then he finally stopped him at the last minute. Love seeing Chris Young use the big part of the ballpark. He doesn't do it much.
Joe Smith came on last night and got 4 easy outs. And maybe, just maybe, Darren Sutton, we're seeing the results of a bullpen that worked last night as well. And remember, Talbot went 5 innings. He used just about everybody in his bullpen last night. And this is the best bullpen in the American League. And tonight, they've been hit hard.
So here is Miguel Montero. Nothing doing on the bluff there.
Kind of funky looking, wasn't it?
And again, tomorrow's game is about lunchtime. So whatever is going on with usage of relievers tonight, these guys are right back at it at 12:30 tomorrow.
Looking forward to that.
We'll be there with you, by the way, folks. We'll spend lunchtime with you. We're excited to do that. Zach Duke is on the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks. 0-1.
Wouldn't shock me at all if there might be a little shenanigans situation here. Chris Young may be running. And now, Manny Acta going to make a move. He doesn't want a right-hander throwing to Miguel Montero in this situation. He wants a left-hander.
He's going with Sip, and we have seen the Diamondbacks left-handed hitters so far in this ballgame hang in there against southpaws like Kelly Johnson, like Gerardo Parra. Can it happen next for Miguel Montero?
Yeah, you're listening. They say they ain't heard nothing like this in a while. That's why they play my song.
Energy All-Stars talking about the work on the mound tonight. Boy, I tell you, Zach Duke's got a big act to follow because Daniel Hudson stepped up tonight. Kelly Johnson, by the way, after the sac bunt that was dropped down by Daniel Hudson, picked him up in his inning. So he can be the pitcher of record. Whatever you think of wins and losses, it's nice to pick up your pitcher. And he's got a chance to have 10 wins. And then let those that pick the All-Star roster decide.
Got to speak with Ron Washington, the manager of the American League All-Stars this year.
And?
He wants to win that thing because he thinks he might be representing again. Oh, dear.
My goodness, what a swing from Miguel Montero.
I think that ball would have hit Miguel right in the sternum if he didn't get his bat on that.
Tony Sipp.
Another dandy out there in the Cleveland bullpen.
By the way, Hudson, since joining the Diamondbacks, has gone 7 or more innings and given up 3 runs or less in 18 of 28 starts. 18 of 28. 7 or more, 3 runs. Not earned, 3 runs. The 0-2, runner goes, pitch in the dirt, and that's a stolen base.
Good.
What do you mean good?
No, I don't like that rule, defensive indifference. It's the dumbest rule in baseball.
Well, we're not Miami. In Miami, they don't even give it with a runner being held on.
Nobody even covering right there.
That's a stolen base.
The dumbest rule in baseball, defensive indifference. Me and the Hall of Famer hate it, Joe Garagiola. Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. That was a stolen base.
1-2 the count. A little number. This won't be easy. It's got some funky spin on it. And just in time for the out. Arizona with 2 to take the lead. The man who got J.J. Putz last night will lead it off. The duel is next. Matt, Eric, and Ernie doing a fine job building the pictures of this ball game, the pictures that have brought us to this point. J.J. Putz, who last night faced Orlando Cabrera in a tie game, not a save situation, but a tie game, left a slider out over the plate. Cabrera hit it out. Putz looking for a 22nd save. This was last night.
One thing you have to have as a closer is a short memory, and boy, this is as short as it gets. The first batter you face is that man.
Orlando Cabrera digs in. JJ with a fastball that is low. 1-0 the count. The history between the two bears mentioning immediately. They have matched up for 12 plate appearances. He has 6 hits, including that home run. 3 runs batted in. You become inventive when you're a pitcher, and that occurs. 2-0 the count. We were talking about this on the post-game show last night. When it matters, he's been great. And in non-save situations without quite the same amount of pressure, it's been a different sort of an approach. At least the numbers say that. You know how hard he works, and we know how hard he prepares and is mentally focused. The 2-0 from the Michigander. Nowhere close. 3-0.
Oh, boy. J.J. Putz, who usually has pretty good control. He's missed badly with the first 3 here. And they're a base runner away from bringing the tying run in Asdrubal Cabrera. He have 13 home runs to the plate. Ball 4.
So he is on a leadoff walk to Orlando Cabrera. Asdrubal Cabrera, 1 for 4 in his career against JJ. As the veteran now looks to find a ground ball. Putz. His major league debut back in 2003. Right over the inside.
Imagine when a guy wears you out like Orlando Cabrera wears out J.J. Putz, all you need to see is just someone else in there to get you right back in command.
Runner goes, pitches high, stolen base. Cabrera with his 5th stolen base of the year. He has really slowed down the game tonight, Cabrera. He's playing fun and easy out there.
Yeah, he just sees that Putz not paying attention to him, so he just easily steals second base.
This is the 11th time this season JJ has appeared in a ball game with no rest. In other words, in back-to-back games. And a brief musical interlude here at the ballpark. 1-1 the count.
Good pitch to the inside corner, and that one froze Cabrera.
Left-handed batters as Cabrera steps into that side of the box, hitting 172 against the veteran this year. Righties at just 220. Defenders on their toes as JJ deals the 1-2. Fastball just protecting. Somebody got caught looking for a split-fingered fastball there.
Oh boy, that's some kind of talent. If you're looking split and you can still foul off the fastball, that's very difficult to do, but he did it. You're right.
Opponents hit 160 against this right-hander with runners in scoring position. That splitter missed outside. 2-2 the count. And by the way, last night, after another tough loss, when it took some of his teammates a little bit longer to come out from eating dinner or showering up, JJ was front and center in front of his locker to answer questions immediately.
He's accountable. That's what Gibby and this staff wants, accountability.
2-2. Fights that one off, and it's a foul ball.
Nice play down there, young lady. A Brandon Webb 17 jersey.
Two and two the count. Crowd of more than 27,000, the largest non-weekend crowd all year, and they're anxious. Good crowd tonight, though. Good numbers. As it should be.
Oh, all of a sudden now. All of a sudden, I think that was just a split that got away.
Just never got there. Okay, there you go.
I mean, I'd be shocked if he would throw him a slider in that situation. Now he's turned J.J. Putz into a one-pitch pitcher, and that's a fastball. So, J.J., you better locate this one, or we could have a tie ball game. He located it.
Boy, he did. It was inside. Cabrera slams that bat down. Parra puts it away. 1 out.
In on his belly button, and he beat him with it. A lazy fly ball off the bat of a very dangerous Cabrera. You can see. Doggone it, I was late on that one. Bang! He'll be just fine.
So now JJ goes back to work, and he faces Carlos Santana.
He has 10 home runs on the year, so he's equally dangerous.
Six hits for the Indians, 9 for Arizona. Fastball up and in, 1-0 the count to Santana. As it stands right now, Arizona has already lost a full game in the standings to being 3 games back because San Francisco swept a doubleheader over the Cubs. That one is belted. Deep right field toward that out-of-town scoreboard, and we're tied.
What a shame. A leadoff walk and a titanic blast off the bat of Carlos Santana, way out of here down the right field line. Daniel Hudson big disappointment.
0-1 the count to Grady Sizemore. 4-4 the score. And now this is the toughest of all assignments. To keep that adrenaline flowing, to realize you've got to keep it if you're able at 4-4. Tim Belcher was talking about that before the game, the pitching coach for the Cleveland Indians. And he was speaking about his man that worked last night, Vinny Pastano, who got in a mess and then got out of it after having the game be tied up. Split-fingered fastball, 1-2, the count to Sizemore. Now Hudson won't win, but now the Diamondbacks hope to win.
That's exactly right. Just a shame.
Got him. I mean, right down Broadway. Arizona's 6th blown save this month has it tied at 4. Here's Travis Buck. Roberts, Miranda, Parra, some of the options around the corner for the Diamondbacks, and then we'll see who hits after that in a 4-4 game. That pitch is outside. Cleveland, by the way, has 6 blown saves all season. Two and 0 the count. Carlos Santana with his 11th home run of the year. And as you said, a no-doubter. With a bit of twist as we were talking about the Giants sweep, the ball sailed directly toward that score. On 2-0. That one is crushed. Young is moving back, looking up. It stays in the ballpark, fortunately for the Diamondbacks. Travis Buck made a bid for home run number 3 of the year. Instead, for Travis, it is double number 7.
Yeah, JJ getting hit very hard here. Only the high center field wall kept that one in the ballpark. And Gibby's seen enough. He's going to go get his struggling closer.
Month of June has not been kind to the Diamondbacks bullpen or to J.J. Putz. That's the first time he has allowed a homer in back-to-back appearances since April 13th and 15th, 2007. We're tied at 4. In the turnaround of these Arizona Diamondbacks and their attitude in their bullpen. But right now, J.J. Putz, he has to give way to Alberto Castillo. A long journey back, and it was a long initial journey to the major leagues. Native of Havana, Cuba, and initially a Giants third-round pick, has had time on 3 different occasions with Baltimore in 08, 09, and 2010. Alberto Castillo, brought up from AAA Reno. And he uses that approach.
Oh, dear.
That is the approach from down low of Castillo.
Those swings weren't much fun to take.
He's 35 years old.
I hope we can get a replay of that swing.
The 0-1 pitch to Lonnie Chisenhall is a breaking ball. 0-2 the count. Castillo fled Cuba at 18 years old. Here's what you're talking about.
First one. I know how you feel, young man.
The southpaw locked and loaded, and that one is outside. Gets away from Montero.
Montero got a little careless with that one, and now one of those sweeping breaking balls gets away. The Tribe will have the lead. That'll go as a wild pitch, but that's one that Miguel Montero will tell you. He's got to make that play. And they actually give that a pass ball, and you know what? I can't disagree with that.
Seems fair. I think Miguel will tell you the same thing.
Now he's got to block everything. Let's see if Castillo can sweep a breaking ball for strike 3. He can.
That'll do it. Welcome to the Diamondbacks, Alberto Castillo. Maybe, just maybe, you'll go to bed tonight 1-0. If you're a Diamondback fan, I guess just flush it and move on to the bottom of the ninth. This is a tough one. Another tough one for Arizona. And we're going to continue to learn about them because they're officially now being tested. They are being tested with a little bit of bullpen struggles. And it's not at all, knowing this club and traveling and spending time with them, going to be at all divisive. But we'll see how they respond offensively here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Yeah, a team that up until the last week or so was just bringing games home.
Mm-hmm.
Get a late lead, game over. Let's go. Hadn't been that way lately. Test your mettle, if you will.
And it was going to happen at some point because every single team, those that are in the bottom of the standings, it happens to regularly and you don't recover. Those that are in the top, it still happens to. And the question is, how do you respond? Kevin Towers is trying to bolster the bullpen as that one is outside. 2-0 the count to Ryan Roberts. Wouldn't it figure for the Diamondbacks if it is someone like Roberts to either come up with a big hit or get it started? Because he's been able to do nothing tonight.
Ball 3.
There you go. 3-0 the count.
Well, a leadoff walk led to 2 runs in the top of the ninth. For the Cleveland Indians, let's see if Ryan Roberts can see one more wide one. That's a strike.
Big swing, fouls it off. An interesting note for this team. They've suffered blown saves. But in games in which they are leading after 8 innings and that blown save occurs, they've never lost one. They're 39-0 with the lead after 8 innings.
Interesting.
Here they are tied. This would be their first loss if they cannot pull it out.
No, don't talk like that.
Well, I'm thinking people are looking to be 40-0. Outside,
trying
there's the walk.
Trying to ruin an old man's birthday with that kind of talk.
Well, you are an old man, but that was a fabulous at bat by Ryan Roberts. And as we said, wouldn't it figure with this club when they tend to have each and every guy stepping in to help? Now, Xavier Nady is a pinch hitter. Nady hitting .292 in his interleague play this year. First one back our way. Bounces around up here in the booth and then right back down below. Oh, and 1 to count. Nady throughout his career has enjoyed the left side a lot more, which you can understand.
Oh, man.
Into the dirt it goes. Changeup or slider?
That was a slider. A very hard one, too. Nady had his mind made up. He was swinging. Now, last night, the Diamondbacks bunted in this situation, down a run. Not bunting in this situation, tied, which is a more conventional play. But Gibby not a conventional manager.
No, he's not.
Remember, Daniel Hudson bunted last inning of a tie game, but he's got Nady up there to hit.
8 hits for the Indians, 9 hits for the Diamondbacks. These two teams right back at it tomorrow. 12:40 game. The 0-2. Outside, ball 1. 1-2 the count. Outfield really deep, playing no doubles. So if he can even make some good contact, fight one off, there are Texas leaguers to be had as well. Runner goes, the pitch in the dirt. All righty then, a stolen base by Ryan Roberts.
Aggressive play. Such an aggressive play. Eric Young found something on Mr. Sip. That was a monster jump. There would have been no chance at all for Santana, even if he had come up with it cleanly. So the double play no longer in order. I think Eric Young found something on him.
As you said, that's a left-handed pitcher up there who's looking right at you while you swipe the bag. 2-2 the count. Outfield scoots in now. And Nady takes low. Solid take there. 3-2. It won't be a Hudson win. They want to make it a Diamondbacks win. Knowing that the Giants have already swept a series over the Cubs. On his way to third. Swung right through, but he's in there with a slide. The winning run is at third base. Ryan Roberts just trying to steal a win. Nady goes down.
The heart of a thief. You've got to have some kind of guts to steal second and third. Oh, look at the jump. My goodness. Didn't really get a good look at the pitch that Nady swung at, but there was no chance there.
Willie Bloomquist will pinch hit.
Let's see the pitch. Pretty good pitch. Looked like a slider. Probably would have been strike 3. So one big out for Sip and the Cleveland Indians as Tim Belcher's going to come out, have a conversation as Chad Durbin. He's getting loose. Vinny Pastano threw a lot of pitches last night, Darren. I would imagine he's not available tonight. Would that be safe to say?
Yes, and there's a noon game tomorrow as well.
Exactly.
So guys have got to be available. You're talking about Roberts. Just feeling it out. He took a look over at Matty. Well, that's a great shot, isn't it?
Classic. That's doing it right there. Now, let's see just how conventional or unconventional Kirk Gibson is. Squeeze possibly. Infield's in. Or trust Willie Bloomquist to put it in play. And do the old hit it where they ain't.
Willie, just 14 times he has gone down with a strikeout this year. Very good at putting the ball in play. Pitching out, no squeeze. Roberts was scampering down the line, but not for a squeeze. Willie Mopena is out on deck. He hopes to never hit.
And they may just pitch out 4 times.
Infield stays in, outfield way in. Runner stays put.
Willie Bloomquist swinging that same slider down in the dirt.
And how about Santana there?
Great block, you're right. And it's tough to put a squeeze on, Darren, when a guy's throwing a lot of sliders down around the ankles and in the dirt. If he's a guy that throws a lot of fastballs, yeah, then a squeeze is a is a good call. But when you got a guy out there throwing a lot of breaking balls down around the ankles and in the dirt, it's really not a safe play.
Stays put, pitch, swung right through, 1-2 the count.
Diamondbacks were in this situation last night. The go-ahead run. What could have been the winning run on third base with nobody out. They didn't play him. And now Sip trying to make history repeat itself here tonight as Ryan Roberts walked, stole second, stole third. Willie Bloomquist going to have to battle.
1-2 the count. Willie fights it off into right. Here comes Buck. He is there. Roberts drew the throw, which was on the money.
He'd have been a dead duck.
So Bloomquist unable to get it done.
Boy. I think he was saying, it's tough to tell whether he was saying go or no. I was thinking no. Give Willie Mo Pena. I'll just give him a shot.
Now you've got Willie Mo. Hasn't been in the big leagues for a couple of years until now. You got a left-handed hitter on deck. You got two bases open. The only run that matters is at third. What will they do? 0-1 the count. They're coming right after him. In a way, a breaking ball into the dirt. Pena with the base hit last night as a pinch hitter. Well, you would love to be able to reward the effort of Ryan Roberts.
Exactly. Exactly. Very well said. He just balked.
Did he balk?
He just
Did
balked.
he step off? The dugout's going crazy.
No.
Roberts was streaking down the line. And the step off coming there by Sip, the Diamondbacks thought it was a balk. At least the dugout did.
This is the same guy that had a walk-off balk in San Francisco. That was good. That's the right call. He was fine.
Willie Mo drives it deep right field. The Diamondbacks win. Career walk-off for Willie Mo Pena. They did pitch to Willie Mo Pena.
That's why you don't send the runner on the fly ball to right. Give somebody a chance to be the hero, and tonight it's Willie Mo, Willie Mo, Willie Mo.
Unbelievable. Brad, you got to talk to Willie Mo.
That's right. Take me through the emotions of going up to the plate in that situation right there.
That situation, I would just try to put the ball in play. Just make contact like I've been doing the whole year. And I can't explain how excited I feel right now.
You know, that's the beauty of the game of baseball. Home runs are great, but to see what Ryan Roberts did, draw the walk with a very patient at bat, steal second, steal third, and then provide the game-winning run, that's also a big part of what you guys did tonight.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. He was just patient. He showed everybody, hey, we can do this. And that's how we do everything, right there.
You know, this team has bounced back so many times tonight. J.J. Putz has been so good. I know this team wanted to kind of pick him up as well because he had a couple of blown saves the last couple of nights. Was that the thinking?
No, that's the thing. Stuff like that will happen. One day you don't feel the same. You will feel it. But the next day, like tomorrow, he just had to come and do the same thing because we trust in him and we know he can do the job done.
We're watching the home run right now. Take us through that at bat. What pitch did you get? And we saw where you put it.
No, I know I just always see them slide it because that's how they be patient to to me. First pitch was a slider, and I just swing. And the second pitch I say like, just look for the pitch up so you can handle it. He told me the same pitch, but a little bit up, and I just handled the ball.
Willie Mo, thanks for your time. Well done tonight, guys. We'll send it back up to you. Willie Mo Pena with another towering shot tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well done, Brad Stanky. Let me tell you this. I won't be the one that takes the assignment of booking his flight to Reno. No way. 6-4, the Diamondbacks win it. Willie Mo making a bid that once Interleague is over, he wants to stay here in Arizona. Hits like that, it's going to be tough to send him away. We're going to get into the postgame show. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get it out there. We know Jody and Joe are standing by. Oh, Willie Mo, are you kidding me?
It's fun in the major leagues.
Golly. Sorry, Reno. We got him now. Post-game shows after the commercial break.